Hello fellow Shadows, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about more about Star Wars. But in this video I want to talk about, is there such a thing called Star Wars fatigue? And to further prove my point now, like with the current situation, let's go back, and it's a heater on here. Let's go back to the prequel era. Because when the prequels came out, 1, 2, and 3, they didn't really get that much love. I wasn't really that into the prequels, or Star Wars at the time. When the prequels came out, I was 11 when I first started actually getting into Star Wars. And that was back in like 2006, 7, about. And my first movie was The Clone Wars, of like that I saw in theaters. But that's besides the point. So yeah, they weren't exactly received well at first when they first came out. There were like a lot of fans that were upset against like Jar Jar Binks. There were fans who because they found him annoying. They found Anakin annoying, specifically in Attack of the Clones, because they were too whiny. He was too whiny, and I can see their point. The romance between Anakin and Padme in Attack of the Clones was horrible to them. Cheap, horrible, cheesy, whatever. It wasn't that good. It could have been better for them. For me, it's I am with them with the Anakin being too whiny and in Attack of the Clones, and that the romance could have been better handled in between Anakin and Padme. And when they were on Naboo, I will have had at least one scene, one part, where when they were just relaxing, Anakin senses there's danger, and then somebody tries to kill Padme, and Anakin having to demonstrate his Jedi abilities to Padme. Maybe that will be in like a short film on their time together on that one particular mission, and maybe we could see that. But that's the thing I will have added into the movie to make the whole Anakin and Padme scenes together more bearable to watch. Because every single time I watch Attack of the Clones, I cringe at their scenes like together when they're on Naboo. Cause like, really, the kiss on the Geonosis arena was okay, but everything that came before Anakin and Padme going to Tatooine, when they were just on Naboo, I will have changed a little bit to make it less cringy. If you get what I mean. But at that time, you can ask, was there Star Wars fatigue? No, because there were still a lot of fans enjoying Star Wars. And George Lucas and other people at Lucasfilms, whether it's to like movies or like shows or games, and at the time it was like, well, only like PlayStation 2s were a thing and PlayStation 3s. It was before Disney bought Star Wars, that whenever criticism came by, Lucasfilm's way, pre-Star Wars era, they didn't bash the fans. They accepted it. And they acknowledged it. And at least with the prequels, George Lucas, even though at some parts in the prequel era, like prequels movies, wasn't exactly executed as well as it could have. He still had a plan. And with the one continuity error I found in like Attack of the Clones, when Obi-Wan went to those cloners saying, Sifo Dyas died about 10 years ago. And then, like 5 minutes later, Obi-Wan telling Mace Windu and Yoda, I had the impression that he was killed before then. I was kind of upset too at first when I realized that continuity error, but then, like when I first became an official like major Star Wars fan, then I realized, you know what? At least, yeah, that line might have contradicted a bit, but I can kind of forgive that because I do like what he has done with Obi-Wan, like the story arc Obi-Wan had in the prequels, and I did, and the characters that they introduced in the prequels, like with R2, 3PO, Obi-Wan, Darth Sidious, Jabba. You can kind of say Boba because Boba Fett is like the clone of Jango. And Yoda and a few other people that were from the original trilogy that came back to be in the prequels, of course younger versions. It enhanced the character development. I liked, like, I didn't poop on the characters, it rose them up. And for all those reasons, you can say, if you use that same argument about 10-ish years ago, you've been wrong. Now, with the Disney Star Wars, they had... Oh yeah, and before I get back into that, the Clone Wars, when the Clone Wars came out, a lot of fans did not like Ahsoka Tano. Dave Filoni acknowledged that, and in the course of the Clone Wars series, he switched the hearts of many in Ahsoka's favor. I was always one of those fans that did not mind Ahsoka, had a really good feeling about Ahsoka, where her story arc would go. And, I mean, not to say I saw what her story arc was going to be, like, towards the end, but I had a really good feeling about Ahsoka. I had high hopes for her. And thankfully I was rewarded with that. I was rewarded with my faith. Because Ahsoka's now one of the most beloved Star Wars characters. And Dave Filoni did not bash anyone who decided to criticize Ahsoka. So then, fast forwarding to Disney Star Wars, the sequel trilogy was clumsy feeling compared to like the two trilogies that we had before this. Because it didn't really have a plan. It didn't have such a plan. Kathleen Kennedy recently said, oh, well, we always had a plan for having Darth Sidious to come back in episode 9. When Ian McDiarmid, or I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, the guy who played Palpatine said that they asked him like a year ago, before they actually put The Rise of Skywalker in production. And The Rise of Skywalker, regardless that I like it better than The Last Jedi, wraps like the production part the Sunday 2 weeks before the movie was supposed to be released worldwide. Like, what? And the communication, I feel like, was there better in the prequels than in the sequel trilogy. And the criticisms the fans had for the Disney Star Wars, people at Lucasfilms decided to bash the fans. That's not a way to treat the fans. And yeah, some people say that how bashing fans for having any criticism might have started with Ghostbusters 2016. But regardless of what franchise, if someone dislikes your product and they have any critiques on it, do not bash them because they're trying to improve your product. And if you can't accept any criticism, and if you're just going to bash whoever gives you any criticism, I'm sorry, but then you don't deserve to be in anything art related. Because part of art, whether it's like drawing, painting, making a game, or making a movie, those are all art. And if part of art is you have like it's being critiqued on, so you can hopefully be better. And if you can't take critique, then you need to go in someone else, like real estate, or go at work at a fast food restaurant. Because clearly, making movies and going back to the movies ain't the road for you. I'm specifically looking at Rian Johnson with The Last Jedi and how he handled the criticisms towards The Last Jedi. And Kathleen Kennedy didn't help. No. And Han Solo went back to being like a smuggler. He was kind of a deadbeat dad. I felt like, well, that's how I felt like they portrayed him, and some fans too. And like, I didn't exactly mind his death scene in The Force Awakens, because I felt like that was like a potential move forward for Kylo Ren's arc, and it turns out it was like a essential one, and one that I really have no complaints over, because it pushed Kylo Ren to be more conflicted. They made Luke grumpy, which, like I said, I don't mind grumpy old Luke as much as other fans do, but I gotta admit, the Luke that we got in The Last Jedi was not the Luke that a lot of fans remember, or Press Part included. Like when he tossed the lightsaber off the side after Rey gives him it. Why? And then him dying was like one of the cheapest ways to die in ever. And I liked that they acknowledged that they kind of screwed up a bit in The Last Jedi by saying in Rise of Skywalker, me staying on this island was a mistake. I was scared, and that was a mistake, letting my fear get to me. I like that, because that was kind of like a slap in the face towards Rian Johnson, like, yeah, boy. Even though J.J. Abrams kind of set it up like that, but still. And then, when Rey was going to throw the lightsaber into the TIE Fighter to burn, Luke caught it, saying, a Jedi's weapon deserves more respect. And I like that too, like, yes! Like, in this movie, they had Luke more, like, this version Luke in The Rise of Skywalker was more of Luke that I felt, like the George Lucas version Luke, than The Last Jedi Luke. I don't know. I just like Luke better in here. And like Solo Star Wars story, nobody really wanted. Rogue One, nobody really asked for, but it was well received. And I saw it with my sister, and I loved it. So, with as much hate as Disney Star Wars is getting, you can say, hey, yeah, maybe there's Star Wars fatigue. But here's the thing. Mandalorian. The hype for Mandalorian. The hype for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Which should be a movie, too. And, like, a movie. They should do, like Obi-Wan, what they did with the Clone Wars. Have a movie, then lead it into the TV show. Have it for, like, about 4 or 5 seasons. But I feel like that would be great. Way to, And Clone Wars Season 7. the hype around those three shows that there isn't Disney fatigue. So, just because there are criticism towards stuff does not mean there's a fatigue towards that. Because, like I said, with Star Wars, there's Mandalorian, who is doing well. I like it. Who's going to get second season. I have not finished the first season, but I'm already excited for the second season. Clone Wars Season 7. I grew up watching Clone Wars. I love it. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite shows in general. And I've rewatched it about 6 times after watching the complete series. After it ended. And I'm excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Especially Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm excited for that. And Marvel had like 10 years of movies. 20 movies, some 20-something movies in 10 years. People hasn't been fatigued with Marvel in the Infinity Wars, in the Infinity Saga. So, now, with them putting identity politics in it, there might be a fatigue, but not towards like Marvel, not towards comic book movies. Is so SJW fatigue. Like fans, actual Marvel fans, actual moviegoers will get fatigue of SJW if they like go the SJW route. So, anyways, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think there's Star Wars fatigue or no? I don't think there's Star Wars fatigue. And one more point. I have TikTok. The amount of Star Wars videos I've seen on TikTok will also show you there's not Star Wars fatigue. So anyways, leave how you guys feel about this whole topic in the comment section down below. Do you guys feel that there's Star Wars fatigue? Or do you guys feel like the whole Disney or whoever's trying to say there's Star Wars fatigue is like lying? Leave a comment down below, and may the Force be with us all. And have a nice day. Love you all. See you in the next video or live stream. And live stream, I should say. But have a nice day. See you all later.